like to welcome each and every individual to Grandpa's Magic Couch. Hi, this is Mark Boersma, and I am so excited to present this to today because we're going through engineered clarity. You can go to the website by going to clarity.dnaforsuccess.com. That's clarity.dnaforsuccess.com. We're going to be looking at today, and clarity could be in people, business, life. Business is economic engine, so everybody needs some type of economic engine. We're going to be taking a look at the life one here. Then we're going to be looking at the white paper library here today, kids. And so in the white paper library, Grandpa, many grandpas, when I say grandpa, I'm not saying just me, many grandpas have spent decades scouring the world, the universe, for spectacular things for you kids today. And so the first one is WIFM, what's in it for me? This is the concept of selfless selfishness. So most people think selfishness is bad and selflessness is good. But a lot of times it's interesting, kids, where people think they're selfless when they're really selfish, or some people might even think they're, selfish when they're really selfless. So life is, in a way, easy, but in another way, it's hard. It's how do we create a win-win situation for everyone? How do we not only consider what I want, mine, like in Finding Nemo, mine. I've had my grandkids over the holidays here, and the two twins that are 2.5-year-olds are like, mine, Grandpa, mine. Like, they're great with sharing Grandpa's pistachios, but their food, is their food. And that is kind of gets even more so as we grow up. And so that first white paper, and so Grandpa should go ahead and, we should have a Grandpa's version for the kids. That would be so great to do that. And so the concept of selfless selfishness. The second is consistency and commitment. So most people, kids, they think they're consistent and they think they're committed. And in their own dimension, they are. Just like each one of you are consistent and committed, even though, you're 2.5 years old, or 5 or 7. Grandpa sometimes looks at adults and thinks adults are really hard on kids often, especially teenagers. Oh, you got to be doing this. But the adults, they don't follow. They're not consistent and committed. But even inconsistent people are consistent because they're consistently inconsistent, right? And so how do we be consistent and committed, in the right things? And then in this great book that Grandpa read, oh, my gracious, it's amazing, kids. It's the book Good to Great. And it's talking about great companies. Well, not only great companies, you can apply the same thing to great families. Like, it's the same principle. Or great kids. Like, I want all my grandkids to be great. I want all your grandkids to be great. I want all the grandkids in the world to be great. And if the kids don't have grandparents, you know what? I'll be their grandparent. Seriously. And so, in Good to Great, they talk about the 3 Ds: disciplined people, disciplined thinkers, discipline, and taking action. So, kids, good news. Well, got good news and bad news, okay? The bad news is we're not going to Hong Kong this year, and it's so disappointing because there's so many exciting things going on, but maybe it'll even be more exciting next year. How cool would that be? And the reason is because, we were invited to come over to Hong Kong from some community groups, organizations, some might call them missionaries, some might call them whatever. And so we're invited to come over there, but they don't drive things so fast. Like, they're not fast. They're not fast on stuff. And and I wouldn't consider them the most disciplined people that I've, ever experienced. And same thing happened, kids, over in Kosovo. Like, Nadine's doing a great job over there. Unbelievable. But as it relates to business, they gave, a bunch of the Kosovoians computers, and the Kosovoians are like, that's not a new computer. It was, but they're not grateful. They're not thankful. Like, they're entitled. Like, what? I mean, really? Like, nobody's given me a computer. I'd be thankful for anyone, even if it was used. But so a lot of times, kids, people who are in poverty, I don't mean to be harsh or anything. It's just, I don't say they deserve it, but they think poverty. Like they think in poverty terms, and so maybe nobody ever taught them that. And a lot of government organizations and religious organizations and educational organizations, they don't teach them that so well. So if you want to go, kids, to Disney World in Hong Kong, and also at the same time do the combination principle and help rescue kids out of trafficking and young, single moms out of, prostitution because they're seduced from the Philippines. Like, kids, there's some really messed up stuff going on in the world, but you can stop it. You and Grandpa. Like, we could go over there. Imagine what we could do over there. That's when you could use drama. Like, around Grandpa, don't scream and yell. I mean, sometimes you can, but not all the time. I mean, we have to be disciplined in it. And then don't whine and cry, unless, of course, you learn how to do it like Lily. She knows how to do it like fake laugh or fake cry. Oh, you didn't let my grandpa do this. Oh, I'm so sad. Or the girls, the twins, screamers. Man, there's a time to scream. Like, we want to get through a crowd, just scream. Just scream. It's okay to do that. So there's a time and a place to do that. So driving discipline is the next. 1-4 is clear communication. So people communicate based on not only languages, but intonation, personality. And so what Mommy is saying, you might not hear, or you might just not want to hear, or you might not be good listeners. They might not be a good communicator. Great white paper. I'm telling you, we could have so much fun with that. Do a storybook on that. Success through self-vaporization is a great, just amazing. Like, wow. So, in the world today, kids, like, you get a medal even if you don't show up. You don't have to win. Like, oh, we don't want to make anybody feel bad. Like, oh, kids, I'm just telling you. Like, be hard on yourself. Don't worry about your self-esteem. Don't worry about your self-confidence. You'll be fine. I mean, you're my grandkids, for crying out loud. You're beautifully, wonderfully made. You're knit together. Most famous book of all, best-selling book of all times, anywhere in the world, is going to go ahead and says we're knit together in our mother's womb. Like, we're created. Like, Grandpa created so much of this stuff. Like, oh my gracious, he did it out of nothing. Blank sheet of paper. Like, woo! And so be hard on yourself. Be harder on yourself than other people are hard on yourself. Like, if you understand who you are and whose you are, you'll be fine. Like, you're not just great just by showing up. You got to do something with it. You can't be talkers. You got to be doers. You can't just be thinkers. You got to do something with it. And then the best, Daniel, man, buddy, you don't even realize how fortunate you are when you were 5 years old, 4 or 5, you went ahead and co-authored how to be the best student in the world. Like, how cool is that? How many 4 or 5-year-olds are there that author? So as you get older, kids, you tend to become less and less students, and you think you're really smart when you're really not. A lot of adults are in that situation. So going through phase 1, make sure you do that, kids. Learning to think differently. Learning to think differently, like Grandpa thinks. Like, some people call him crazy, but he's crazy awesome. So hopefully this was really helpful. We're going to be going into the Q&A. If you're part of EC2, Engineered Clarity Community, do that. I want to put all 5 of my grandkids, soon to be 6, into that. I want to pay for them. It's only $20 a month, but I can't. Like, I can't even pay for because they don't allow it. You have to earn your own money, and then you have to invest it. So I'm helping my grandkids learn how to go ahead and start their own company. It's awesome. Always remember, we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. God bless. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.